Hello, hello, my crafty friends. It's Candy from sweetstamper.com here today with your Tuesday at 2 Facebook Live. So I'm happy to be able to share something very fun with you today, and I think you're going to enjoy it. I have a fancy fold for you, and I think it's going to be fun. So we will give it just a couple of minutes. The great thing about today's fancy fold is all of the measurements, it's all like one measurement. So that makes it super simple for you to replicate. And it features designer series paper, and most of us have a fair bit of designer series paper, but I think, it's one of the top selling items that Stampin' Up! Has. And I think it's with good reason. I think everybody can use designer series paper. Hey Mary, I'm glad you're here. I'm just pulling up Facebook on my laptop so I can follow the comments once I flip the camera down. We're going to give it just a couple of minutes. I'm actually on time. I'm really kind of impressing myself with my punctuality of late. So, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I'm working on it. Hey Susie, I'm glad you're here. So I do have the counterpoint to you can't teach old dogs new tricks is I also have a lifetime motto, it's never too late. And while I don't want that to be meeting appointments, I think what I mean by that is it's never too late to follow after dreams. It's never too late to find fresh purpose in your life. It's never too late to mend a relationship. It's never too late. And so as long as we have breath, God is still at work in us, through us, and for us. Oh, Susie, you have carrot ginger soup. We're actually having a little bit of fall weather, and it's so delightful. Hey, Gail, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, woohoo, I'm on time. We actually had leftovers from last night, so we had a hot lunch today too. I had cooked fish last night, and it came out really good. I don't think I cook fish well. I much prefer to buy it out, but I'm also a bargain shopper. And when I was at HEB on Monday, they had some catfish nuggets that were like $2.50 a pound. Basically the offcuts, the leftovers from when they were cutting up all the catfish fillets. And I thought, that bargain, yeah, it's too good to pass up, and fish, of course, is a very healthy option. So I actually marinated it all day, and I think that's what helped it, because catfish can have kind of a strong flavor, and I've never cooked catfish personally. So, and I usually, when I buy it out, I like it fried. Not a healthy option as far as some of the health goals that we're working on. So I marinated it all day, and then I cooked it last night with I cooked some onions and celery first. And hey Bobby, I'm glad you're here. Marlene's here, woohoo. And yeah, Susie, HEB Envy, let me tell you, these offcuts that they do, they also do them for salmon. So I every time I'm in there, I just walk by the little fish thing to see if they have any great sales. And the sales they have are the offcuts of the salmon. And then this time I found the offcuts of the catfish. So yeah, I did carrots and celery and lots of seasonings and thyme. And hey Sue, I'm glad you're here. And then I just browned the fish a little bit, took it out of the marinade, browned it a little bit, and added some mild Rotel tomatoes, put the lid on, and man, seriously, my husband said, this tastes like it came from a restaurant. So, and my son had made this really awesome vegetable salad, so that's what we had left over for lunch today. It was good last night, it was just as good today. So, let me go ahead and flip the camera down. Enough about my healthy lunch menu today. So let's move on to Fancy Fold. Those are always fun to do. And I got a few things to show you before we get into the Fancy Fold. Okay, so let me get everything down here. Let's see if we can do this without too much. There we go. I think that's better. Hey, Betty, I'm glad you're here, and Terry Lynn's here. Yay, yay, we have a good group forming. And I wanted to show you this first because this stamp set is being sent in the mail free of charge, and the winner of my sharing giveaway is Deborah Adamson. And so when you share my videos, I do a drawing for a free stamp set each month. And so this is our drawing for August. I know I kept saying I was going to do this. Believe it or not, it's a little bit, I have to go into each video and click on the shares and write down who did them. It's not quite as easy a process. And because I do 2 videos a week now, there were quite a few to go through. So I was determined I was going to get this done. So this is going free in the mail. This is a beautiful red rubber cling stamp set. Very all occasion. I love this Get Well Soon. And I actually demoed this a couple of months, well, probably in July, I think is when I demoed this. So this is going free to Deborah Adamson, and that is just a encouragement for you to share my videos, and then you will go into the drawing as well. And I'm giving away my cards today, so you will want to comment. The giveaway today is based on comments. I did want to show you one more time that today is the last day that you can jump into this class, and this is my Celebration Tidings class to go. And so Celebration Tidings is what I'm featuring today as well. So this is the stamp set. It kind of covers you for all of the fall and winter holidays. Some lovely images. There is a coordinating die set, and I will be using both of these today in my Fancy Fold card. So this is what I featured in my Cards with a Twist class. I'm giving this class a new name. And so we have 2 Halloween cards, and my twist is that one is landscape and one is portrait. Then we have a lovely Thanksgiving card. Again, portrait and landscape. And then we have 2 Christmas cards, and these are just done the same way, but 2, I think I need to come down a little bit, 2 different sets of papers. Well, it's all the set of papers, but 2 different designs. And that's just the versatility of these designs. And then 2 Valentine-ish cards, because I think these could go for lots of different occasions. And again, you will get both of these. You will get a half of a package of this is a ribbon combo. Believe it or not, this is from the Playful Pets in the annual catalog. But look how versatile they are. And then you do get a half of a package of this designer series paper, which I don't have over here right now. Believe it or not, this is a Christmas set of paper. But look how you can flip over the other side and put other occasions in there. This is Trimming the Town Designer Series paper. You do get a full package of the holiday rhinestones, half a package of these, and then you also get a quarter sheet of all of these new specialty papers. I used these on your cards in this class, and you do get this all prepared and ready to go, but I wanted you to have more of this to play with. And so this black glitter is fun. It's a 6x6 piece. The red velvet, this reminds me of childhood very much, red velvet dresses at Christmas. And then there's a set in the, and you can see I've punched this out. Yours will not have a punch out of it. You get a set of 3 different papers. This is the brushed metallics. And so you get gold, copper, and bronze. These are really pretty. And yeah, Mary, you're right. There's a lot of versatility in this stamp set, and that's one of the things that I look for. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, that personally, I don't do a lot of Halloween, and so I'm not going to buy a full-on Halloween stamp set. But I love the fact that this gives me the ability to do a little bit of Halloween. So with that in mind, let me show you my Halloween card, and then we're going to make a Christmas card together with the same fancy fold. So here is my fancy fold, and this is it's a fun little card. So we are going to do a Christmas version of this with the same stamp set. So this is actually really, really quick to put together, which I do like quick. And, but I think this is really pretty. This is the, what's it called? There's Magic in This Night Designer Series paper. Let me just pull out my, I think I put it back in here. Let's see if I did. Magic of This Night. I probably pulled it out and did, nope, it's back in here. So here is my handy dandy sampler of all the papers. And even though this is Halloween paper, on one side it's Halloween, on the other side it's something else entirely. So I used this as really a subtle Halloweenish image. It's subtle in the sense that it has little spider webs on here, but it kind of looks like lace. And then, of course, the other side's a very all occasion. This one, both sides is all occasion. This one is both sides Halloween. That's the only piece that is. This one has bats on one side and black and white roses on the other. This one has kind of the spider webs and then that gorgeous, this is my favorite piece in the whole pack. And then the Harlequin pattern and then the spiders. So I opted to use this one. And Sue, I'm glad you have not yet seen this fancy fold. It is really super, super easy. So we're gonna do a Christmas card with this same stamp set and the same set of dies. Let me get you just a little bit closer. I think that will be better. Okay, so we are going to go with totally different colors. Of course, that wouldn't really work for Christmas. So I have pulled a piece of garden green cardstock. Now, this is just a quarter sheet of garden green. So for your base, you're just going to use a quarter sheet, 5.5 by 4.25, just a quarter sheet of cardstock there. And then you're going to want to put a mat over that. And I opted to go with the not seaside spray, soft sea foam, wrong sea. Hey Virginia, I'm glad you're here. So this is my my light and my dark green, because I'm gonna pull in this lovely 12 Tidings Designer Series paper. I could have gone with the red side, but I wanted to go with the green side. And I'm gonna be using, this set of, well, the Merry Christmas design in this stamp set is this one over here with kind of the branches. So kind of a winter bouquet, as it were, of foliage. So Mary, I'm glad you're here. Better late than never. That is my motto. So what we're gonna do, everything here is 4x3, okay? And I'll write this out for you, but I mean, this is super easy to remember, which I do like, because numbers is really not my forte, like, at all. So this is just a quarter sheet of cardstock, and this is one step down, 5.25 by 4. So let's go ahead. We're not gonna put any of that down yet. We're just gonna set this aside here. I'm going to put the green side out. So what I'm gonna do, this is my 4x3. I'm gonna need 2 of these, one for each side of the card. And all I'm gonna do is fold these together in the center. This feels a lot like I'm making a paper airplane. I had 3 brothers growing up, so I did a lot of paper airplanes. And I need to get that just a little bit farther in. I need to get that right close together so it's not quite so, Let's see if I can, okay, that's better. And then this is going to get folded up, but I find it easier to fold it back first. And here, it's almost like making those little paper hats, you know, the little hats we did in school. So there we go. That's all I'm doing there. I think I need to come down a little bit in my camera. And I'm going to do that on both pieces. So on the long side of my 4x3, I just bring this into the center. You don't even have to measure it because you just bring them together. And then once you get them, you do want to put a nice sharp crease in there. And then again, I like to fold this back. I find it a little bit easier to manage by folding it back first. far enough back. Let's see. It's a very forgiving fold, though, you will find, because all of that's going to get tucked underneath. So the next step is I need to actually secure this. So let me grab my seal, that's Seal Plus. Don't need Sealer Plus, I just need regular old seal. So, and I like to put this where it's going to be on both edges, here and here, so that it's not going to fly open. I really don't want this to fly open. So there's my half a paper airplane. This is almost like a little bit of origami, although I think paper airplanes is actually more suited. So this will definitely bring out the kid in you. Man, my brother and I, we used to have major paper airplane contests to see whose plane could go the farthest. Okay, so now I want to secure this to the back of here. So I'm going to do that next, and the easiest way to do that is to put your adhesive on the flap, and I like to put 2 rows so that when you tuck it underneath there, it's going to have a really good strong hold, and you want to get it right up to the fold line, like so, and then that is going to fold right over, okay? I'm just going to fold, get a little bit better crease there, okay? I'm going to do the same thing here, and I'm just going to go boom, boom, and then that is going to also go right up against the fold line. And then that's going to come back over. I'm going to crease it really nicely. And then this is going to go right on my little card. Now you see I've got a little bit of an overhang here. If you don't get your, if you fold a little bit unevenly, you might have a little tiny bit of an overhang. So you just trim that off with your snips. That probably wouldn't bother anybody, but I can see it just barely. And because it's red, it kind of sticks out. So, I mean, it's just a tiny, tiny little sliver. Hey, Athena, it's good to see you here. Happy fall to you as well. So now this is ready to go down on my card base. And remember, the base of this card is only a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. So this is very supplies friendly, as it were. Now I am going to take this piece right here, and I opted to just go 4 by 3 here as well, because I'm going to put a framelit there. And instead of, let me show you, so here's my Halloween version, and the next size up on the tags is really large, and I didn't want to go quite that big. And I also thought sometimes having a contrasting shape is actually a really nice look. So that was kind of the method in my madness, as it were. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this down, and what I need to do is put a little bit of adhesive here, and here, and here. Now I'm only going to adhere it on one side because I need my card to open. This is also, not only is this a really pretty fancy fold, but it has a real wow effect. It's a great card when you don't want to write a ton inside. Okay, so now I am ready to take my Very Vanilla and run it through my Big Boss machine using my framelits. Now, let me show you a couple of things about the framelits before I run this through. These are the framelits that go with this, and I believe these are must-have framelits. Some of our framelits and some of our dies are fun to use for particular projects. To me, this just has versatility out the wazoo. So let me go over these with you really quick before we create with them. There's 4 of these little guys, and these are actually like little corner doodads. give you some interest in a corner. These are the spider ones, and they coordinate with this spider stamp. I will tell you that you definitely need to stamp it before you cut it out, because if you cut this out, it doesn't really look much like a spider. So that's definitely a framelit that goes with a stamp. These little branches, of course, you could use multiple ways. The hearts you can use multiple ways. Now, let's look at these guys here. Look at the many sizes. And I wanted to just show you, not only are these great for card making, this and for scrapbooking, this large one I think is especially good for scrapbooking. That makes a really excellent layer for a scrapbook page. And you could use that either for like a title page, a title for your page, or you can cut these out. You can cut your photos out with these. And look at that pretty stitch mark that's going to be on them. On top of that, this is the largest one here, and this is a little bit mucked up, but I'll show you why, just for demonstration purposes. I wanted to show you that if you take and fold this in half this way and use one of our clear envelopes, let me put something underneath this so you can see this a little bit better. Underneath here. So then if I take a clear envelope, hey Yolanda, I'm glad you're here. Welcome, Laura. This is just a clear envelope. So I could put some treats in here, and I'm just going to put this in here just to give it a little bit of stability. Just kind of show you the intent here. I have to get that all the way in. Fancy blingy Halloween card. Wow. Okay, so when you tuck in whatever you had in there, if you put that on the top, look at that beautiful topper. So I could have in here a little quarter sheet of cardstock, and maybe I would have like a row of Kit Kat bars or something like that in there. So this is terrific to give you a topper for treats or something. And then if that's not enough versatility for you, then I can take the same thing, this is the biggest label die. You can fold it in half the other way, and then I can take a 6x8 bag that we have, and I can tuck that in like so. And then I have this ginormous bag, and I could fill that up with a set of handmade cards. I could fill it up with like maybe a s'mores pack with some a Hershey bar and some graham crackers. And then I don't have to use this stamp set. I can use any stamp set that I want, you know? So this is a super versatile shape. I think it's a must-have. Okay, let's take, sorry about that, I just knocked the camera. Let's take our very vanilla piece and let's run it through the Big Boss, and we're gonna run it through using this die. Now let's see if I can do this on camera and not, let's see, I think I need to pull the camera up just a little bit again. So let me pull this so we have a little bit larger space to see. Here's my Big Boss. Still the star of the show. We are loving our new die cutting machine. So there, I'm going to kind of angle it this way so that you can hopefully see my die coming through. So here are all of my platforms that I need, numbered with 1, 2, and then 3. And of course I need 2 cutting plates. So let's see. Let me get a better camera angle. Okay, here we go. This little guy's going through there like so. Let me bring it back over here. So that little guy is going to go through like so. And let's see. Position it so it's going to actually cut it out. Again, this is a 4x3 piece, which is the same size that I used for my designer series paper, which is the same size that I used on my piece of garden green cardstock going on the front of my card. So this has gone through. And let me show you what it's going to look like. Let me move my big box over. I'm just going to fold it back up. Nice and neat. Pop, pop. Neat and tidy, and definitely space saving. So let me move these cutting plates out of the way. And now I'm ready to do a little bit of stamping. Voila. Look at my pretty little frame with all that nice stitching. So you do want to put these away so that they don't get lost. So even a messy like me knows you got to put your framelits away so they don't get lost. Okay, let's see what we're going to do here. We're going to use Real Red and Garden Green, very traditional Christmas colors. And I do need a piercing mat underneath me. This is a photopolymer stamp set, and you do get a much better application of your ink. Now, this time on my Halloween card, I did it landscape. On my Christmas card, I'm going to flip it and do it portrait, just to show you the versatility of these, of both the fancy fold and the what am I trying to say? The fancy fold, and the framelit. Okay, getting a little bit of a glare from the sun today. Okay, so let's do, I think we're going to do the little branches. Do I want to do them at the bottom or the top? Let's see. I think I'm going to do them at the bottom, like so. And then, isn't that a pretty image? Really pretty image. Then I'm going to do the Merry Christmas, which is in a lovely font. I'm going to do that right up here at the top. Super classic Christmas. I mean, that's awfully pretty just on its own. But of course, we're going to do a little bit of embellishment there. I'm getting a lot of sun glare on that, I think, today. Okay, so let's see what we can do. This is already stuck down, and so I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals in a minute. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to add a little bit of embellishment here. So let's take, I could add a little bit of color with some markers here. I'm going to opt to actually use my Wink of Stella brush. And this is going to help me pull a little bit of that color from the veining on the leaves out and give just a hint of color. I could also do this with a blender pen, but by doing it with my Wink of Stella, it gives just a very little bit of very kind of a delicate shine. Just a little bit of, not even bling, a little bit of kind of just a specialness, I guess, for lack of another word. And let's see, welcome Kathy, I'm glad you're here. So that is ready to pop up on dimensionals, but before I do that, I think I'm going to make just a little bow to put at the bottom of my my bouquet of winter foliage. This is really pretty. This is the red braided trim, and this is identical to the one in the annual catalog, which is all natural, kind of a braided linen. And so this one, though, is red, and I absolutely love it. It's just, what's nice is it has, it's not super dressy. It has more of a earthy, casual look, which I think goes really well with this toile pattern. So that is going to go right there. And that is going to be about all I need. I don't think I need much more. I might try to bling it up just a little bit. Let's try putting some, let's try some rhinestones and see if it's too much or if it's about right. Okay, let's pop this on using some dimensionals. And again, everything on this is 4x3. So this was a 4x3 piece I die cut. This is 4x3, and both of my pieces of designer paper are 4x3. So even those of us who are non-numbers girls, even we can remember that. And of course, with 4x3 on the designer paper, because you're cutting from 12x12, you have absolutely no waste at all. You can have lots of pieces and no waste. Okay, let's see. This is going to go like so. And let's get a little mini glue dot here. I don't know if you guys do this, but I like to put a just a piece of ribbon on there, and it keeps my mini glue dot roll from coming apart. And then I just move the ribbon back as I go to reveal the next available mini glue dot. So there, I mean, I think it's pretty cute just the way it is. I don't know that I need anything else at all. But let's just try. Let's play with it a little bit and see if we want to bling it out. This would be a great Christmas card if you need to send a bunch, because it doesn't take a lot of supplies and it doesn't take much time. So, yay, I'm getting people who like my Christmas card. That is the idea. So let's see. Do we want to add a little bit of, these are the holiday rhinestones. I could add a little bit of green, or let's go for these red guys here. Do we want to add just a little bit of red? Maybe a couple of red rhinestones. I'm thinking we might. Does this just kind of finish the whole thing? I think I like. Okay. Put the bouquet on the envelope as well. I think that's a great call. And I have my, do I have my envelope handy right here? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go get a vanilla one because I think it's gonna look better. Hang on 1 second. Okay, this card's going in the mail to somebody. When we're done, I'm going to draw from all of the comments. And isn't this just a lovely image? I mean, in this full stamp set, I think that winter bouquet almost gets lost because it's one of the smaller images. Now there's one last but not least thing that I can do if I want to just add one more little bit of stamping prettiness. Let's see, Velma said, yeah, it's fancy, but so easy. Exactly. I think it has so much interest. Definitely you look at it and go, yeah, that's a handmade card, but it also is pretty quick to put together. It has a lot of wow factor in my book. So there we go. There and there. I can also, because this is going to go in the mail and it's totally flat, I can use my Wink of Stella right here, even on my envelope. So my envelope can have just a wee bit of Wink of Stella. A little bit of shine. Give it that little bit of specialness. I don't think that's a word, but it's going to work for me. So there we have it. Super, super simple fancy fold card. Made in minutes. And once again, let me show you, let me pull it out of it went into this clear envelope. 4x3 is your magic number for this card. And as long as you can kind of make half of a paper airplane, you can make this fancy fold. So here is my, let me move some of this. Here is my Halloween version with the portrait, or no, sorry, not portrait, this is my landscape orientation. And then here is my Christmas one with a portrait orientation. And I think that, yeah, I think it just works. Now, if you don't have the if you don't have the Celebration Tidings, what are these called? Celebration labels. If you don't have these labels, you could put like an oval label or something here, but I do think that these labels are really special, and I think that they're well worth the investment of adding them to your crafting supplies. And so yeah, I wanted to just kind of showcase that. And yeah, maybe for a coworker, maybe for a teen. Yeah, these are, they just have enough interest. So there you go. You can put your message right there. Oh, I was going to show you one more little thing that you could do if you had a mind to. Let's see if I have a block over here that's big enough for this. I think I might. Let's see. This little guy right here. Oh yeah, look at that. Woohoo! Okay. Okay, let's see. I think I have to grab a block, but I will show you where I'm going on that. In my card class, I used that on this, not Halloween. This card here is my my fall card, and look how that just does a super nice little inside. So let me grab, I didn't plan on doing that, but my brain just kind of went there. So let me add that one more little tiny touch. You do need a bit of a longer block for that, and I think I need my H block. So this is what I ran and grabbed, and let's just see what we can do. And while I'm just finishing this up, I want to make sure that everybody is aware of the big stamp sale that's happening tomorrow. So the cool thing about that, let me show you a little trick while I'm doing this. Anytime you have a photopolymer stamp, it has the ability to kind of twist and turn and get, you can shape it. But when you're using a straight line, that can be a little bit of like something you don't want. So if you just line this up on your grid paper and then add your block, I messed it up. Then you know that when you stamp it, it's going to be straight. There we go. So what I'm going to do is, this is 4x3, Terry Lynn. Everything on here is 4x3. So that's the only number you need for this whole card. 4x3. And do you think that black glimmer is really just kind of sets that one off? So this one, I wanted to go with something a little bit more traditional. So you have the stamp set, but not the dies. And this is why I like to show you, and then you can decide whether that's something that you want to add to your collection. So look at there. And I could do one at the bottom as well, just to kind of, add that nice little touch. So now, when you open that, you talk about surprise and delight. There is so much prettiness in there. So that is my fancy fold for today. I hope you love it. I hope you make some of these cards. I would love to see them when you do them. And so be sure to share that in the, I think you have to share it in comments on this page, because this is a business page. On my Create with Candy site, you can actually just upload it. So yeah, the stamp set is really, Gail, I can see why you bought just the stamp set. The stamp set alone is really, really a nice one. You can just do a lot with it. This that I used here is also really nice on the inside of a card. And although this is technically a spider web, it kind of looks a bit like lace to me. So I think that you can do so much with it. Extreme versatility in my book. So let me pull this out from behind there so you can see it a little bit better. Again, this is the Rattray Tidings paper. I will tell you one more little tip, and that is if you're going to use this fancy fold, which I highly recommend that you do, it comes out better when you use a small pattern. So if you use a big pattern, it gets a little bit lost. Because of the way the fold is, you're much better off using a small, kind of a tight pattern. And then you have just enough of that pattern showing when you open and when you close. So that is the triangle fold. I want to call it the paper airplane fold, but I don't think that would wash. And I really do love that little element. I'm glad I thought of that because I had used, like I said, I used it on another card and I kind of forgot about it. There's so many of these little hidden treasures in here. So great stamp set. I highly encourage you to add this to your order. And if you're placing an order tomorrow, which I highly recommend that you do, you get so many things that are on sale. I didn't count up, but there's a lot of stamp sets that are in the 15% off sale. Stamp sets don't go on sale, folks. So 15% off stamps is a great deal. Let me just add to that if you wanted to pump up that deal even more, what you could do, if you have not already, if you are not a demonstrator, you could actually do that as your starter kit. So if you were to choose $125 of anything you want in the catalog, you can choose stamp sets that are 15% off as part of your choices. And then you would get the $25 free because it's $125 for $99. You would get your free shipping. The other thing you could do is if you really want that Big Boss, and this is the cheapest way to get Big Boss, is you could do this, get your Big Boss machine. You get 2 free stamp sets, Queen Anne's lace, and so much love. You're already getting all of that. Then with your demonstrator number, you could go in tomorrow and you could purchase 4 or 5 stamp sets at 15% off. Plus you'd have 20% off as a demonstrator. So Marlene, thank you for sharing that. Marlene says that she thinks there are 24 stamp sets in the sale. So lots to choose from, and they include things from the holiday catalog as well as the annual catalog, if I recall. I do believe I saw some holiday catalog stamp sets there too. So anyway, I will be sharing here the flyer for that. I did share it with my email news yesterday, and I hope you do some triangle fold, fancy fold cards. I will be here on Thursday for simple and stamped up stamping. So this is pretty simple today. It's a fancy fold, but it's very simple. But on Thursday, we're going to go really, really simple. And typically for that, I will go like stamp, ink, and paper, maybe a little bit of something else. And I've already got something I'm working on in the plans. We're going to be using one of the new in colors, Bumblebee, which is a great one for fall crafting. Although I'm partial to yellows anyway. I have a big yellow couch when you come in my front door. In my living room, I've got a big floral yellow couch. And I love yellows. They're such bright, happy colors. So the Bumblebee, I think you can use year round, but it's especially nice for fall because it's a bit softer than crushed curry. Let's see, what did you say? Kathy, thank you for sharing today. Off to watch the beginning. Okay, I'm glad you're going to watch the beginning. And Yolanda, I think you asked about the measurements. I will post them. It's 4x3 all the way around. Everything I used outside of the base and the initial mat, everything else was 4x3. So I will share that and give you all those measurements. So they're right there. You can just print them off and put them in your little booklet of tutorials that many of us have. I do encourage you, if you get my tutorials from any of my classes or when I give free tutorials in my emails, I encourage you to download them and then print them off. Although you can just download them and keep them in a folder, if you print them off, I find that most of us will use it more readily. Some of us, like I don't have an iPad, but I know some people that have an iPad or a tablet and they tend to craft from there. But I think there's nothing that substitutes for just having that piece of paper right there next to your station. Then if your Wi-Fi goes out, you're good. If If you're on low battery, it doesn't matter because you have that piece of paper right there, has a picture of the finished project, and it has all your measurements right there. I just think, I think it's just a good thing to just have a notebook or a folder with your tutorials in there. So that is it for today. Don't forget that if you want my Celebration Tidings class, today is the last day to sign up for this. And other than that, happy stamp sale tomorrow. And I will see you back here Thursday for Simple and Stamped Up Stamping. Thank you so much again for watching with me today. And don't forget, share my video and you'll be in the drawing for the next free stamp set. Thanks so much, and God bless.